the repeat performance on his Ashe. And there's that little LeBlanc cover. They do have the Ignite teleport onto GimGoon, so it could possibly be another Fizz here. Or they could try and take it away.
You best not. Where is my Fizz?
He's going to take Maokai away from 957.
He'll just go back to Lissandra. Shocking.
He'll pick up the Nautilus.
It does take away a big tank tool. So, you know what? In all seriousness, I think the draft in the Maokai here is smart.
Okay.
Because Condi's gone towards Graves. Braum's their support. Braum can tank in intervals, but they won't have that hard tank option unless 957 goes back to his Nautilus perhaps and locks something like that in. His second most comfortable pick has always been that Lissandra. And so if they do that, WE have a very Freljord team, but not ideal.
Well, they have locked in that Maokai and the LeBlanc here, so a very similar team composition coming out from Game Talents. Just no carry top laner this time. This is what we saw Game 1 thrive on from Game Talents. They really utilized GimGoon on the Fizz to do well.
You have to say the other two carries still did their bit. GimGoon was just able to get those flanks off and get into the back line. The added bonus of being able to kill them was what the Fizz provided, whereas the Maokai will absorb more damage.
This would be interesting.
Nautilus, the initial hover, made the most sense to me, just because of 957's previous games, but Maokai, Ekko, we know how this matchup goes. 957 will have to put in some work.
Interesting going forward, the Ekko pickup here. Would have expected the Nautilus or the Sandra much more, but he has played at this split, and he's probably comfortable with the champion as well.
Absolutely, it should be. Now we've seen the finished team composition from WE. It does feel very much similar to their second game. The Ashe to engage, the team to follow up. GT on the flip side. Game 1 all over again.
So it's the strengths of Game 1 against the strengths of Game 2 here for Game number 3. This will be an interesting battle to see which one is stronger as we head into the final match of this best of 3.
And the biggest thing we have to look at is how these junglers perform, because wushuang had a lackluster Game 1. Condi schooled him in the second as well. If he shows up to play in Game 3, the tables could turn once more.
Well, let's see if he does when we head into Game number 3 between Team WE and Game Talents. We've loaded on to the Rift here for game number 3 between Game Talents and Team WE. This has been a rather long and interesting series between the two teams. We saw Taric being played in the first game. We saw two
Taric
Hecarim
Hecarim as a combo. That was amazing. This game, though, is much more standard if we want to consider the previous two, simply because we know that this is tried and tested team combinations. Now they want to play these games out are akin to how they actually won the games, respectively. WE, not exactly surprised to see them drop a map. The set, however, they usually come back with a vengeance and strike swiftly.
When we take a look at the Keystone Masteries very quickly there, nothing too surprising. Condi going for the Thunderlords over Strength of the Ages on Graves. It's a little bit more damage orientated on this Graves.
Yeah, there's no Darius.
We did see him once.
Yes, we did. That was unusual.
He had his 15 minutes of fun.
yeah, he did. Thankfully, no Darius. It's a Maokai Ekko top lane. Condi, though, playing the Graves. Stands out as his second most played, I believe it is, Fish. Has a lot of games put in on this champion and something that's kind of slipped out of the meta.
That is correct. Condi now has played 4 champions this split with that Hecarim pickup in the second last match. And this is his 6th game on Graves, just one below the Rek'Sai picks that his team has been giving him. He's very comfortable on it. As we are going to see a lane swap coming out from Game Talents here.
Nice work from 957 to ensure he gets those minions.
Just gets
The
all
stock
3.
standard 3. We'll see how he plays this one out, because occasionally top laners, when they're playing Ekko in particular, will actually help out the wave, deny the 1v2, pushing speed, reduce the tempo that they get the turrets, but instead, he's going to go join his friend. Savoki actually made a mistake, didn't check the red buff at all.
Which means
in fact, he
Condi,
warded Raptors.
which means Condi's going to be able to pick that one up as xiye and Republic trade back and forth. But in fact, Team WE opting to swap back into the 2-on-2 lane. They do not want the lane swap coming in.
But guess who does want the lane swap?
Game Talents are going to send PentaQ and Savoki straight back down towards the bottom side of the map. This is smart from Team WE. They're not showing their hand just yet. They just saw the top lane go
just
back.
anticipated the recall. And they started to posture towards the bottom lane, but I think there's too much that'd go missing if they committed to it. So they look like they're going to end up. Look at the way GT are moving.
Yeah,
they haven't showed themselves
Jhin and
until
Trundle are going mid lane.
WE showed themselves. They haven't. We go bottom now, quick. GimGoon, recall, quick, go top lane. This is your land now. Good luck. No, I think they'll actually stay down here. If they go 3 strong, then they look towards the turret sieging. We'll see how they play it out.
Well, GimGoon trying to do what he can to zone out 957. He's actually hit level 3, jumps on top of the Ekko. He's actually going to get snared down by the Jhin as well. Lots of damage going down towards 957. Has to be a little bit careful.
Yeah, well, being level 1 against level 3 means that he is just outright zoned. Condi even working his way in to help out in this situation so they can't dive him. Quite clever.
2-on-2, so this is very similar to what we saw during the early iterations of lane swaps when teams were experimenting with it. Jungle would go and help out the top laner. They only do it for so long here as they immediately back off. Wushuang has not been seen on the map, so it threatens them a little bit.
Yeah, and no teleport on the mid lane means they can't immediately rotate if things start to go bad and they actually get dove. So the respect of the Kindred, you're right, is enough to push them off. The slowdown, however, of that is 957 should be teleporting top lane, but doesn't opt into it. Really curious early start to this game. In terms of macro play, this is the opposite of refined movements. They're all reacting.
Well, now there is a cannon wave that's pushed on towards the bot lane outer turret, and Wushuang has made his way down to the bottom lane. So that turret's going to be falling down.
But even 957 just couldn't make his mind up. He walks through mid lane to get top. They're going to be about a wave off actually getting that turret, which means they're now behind GT.
Which means Game Talents, they could potentially go and try and take down the Infernal Drake here, which is the first Stranger to spawn in game number 3. GimGoon not quite able to take it down, but will deny another wave for his troubles. As Republic jumps in, gets exhausted immediately by xiye, immediately puts the damage back down in return. That was pretty good from Viktor.
It was good, but he wasted exhaust.
Auto attacks him.
Republic is overstaying. Wushuang might actually even die if they don't stop tanking it.
Well, finally, the top lane turret will fall down for Team WE. A little bit slow there, but Game Talents in response, we were to take down the Infernal Dragon.
Doesn't look like that top lane turret's fallen down just yet.
No, it's not.
And a teleport's going to deny it. Disaster. WE, what has happened to you over the 3-minute break?
Whew.
Where did your lane swapping go?
Early pressure being put down by Game Talents already. Something that we thought we would see in this series, but didn't get to quite see much of it in game 1 or 2.
The contrast to this, though, and something that you do have to note, is how far ahead Mystic is in comparison to PentaQ, and how that contrasts with top laners, because GimGoon, big experience advantage, slight CS advantage, still makes him zone 957. And so now the strength lies in different areas of the map. For both of these teams, how they play it out is important.
Well, PentaQ is currently about 10 CS behind, or 20. Was close to 20 CS behind Mystic. See how much he can farm back up. As Mystic's going to head back to base now and pick up his first items. We'll have to see what those are in just a second. xiye and Republic, this has been a very isolated lane. Both have gone back to base already. Both picked up that Negatron cloak.
Yeah, defensive to stop each other's all-in potential, but they're still going to harass and poke each other out. Viktor always going to be a threat. with his ultimate.
Well, we did see Mystic go back to base, pick up his BF sword, so a big spike
speaking
coming in. As there is that Chaos Storm coming out from xiye just to clear out the wave.
Yeah. Republic tanking minions doesn't feel too great, so he'll use his own, you would imagine, to clear it. And everything is neutral.
Quiet. Very quiet between these two teams.
I don't know, have you heard Viktor's ultimate? It's pretty loud. It is pretty loud.
That is fair.
The dubstep skin as well in particular. That one is just ridiculous.
As wushuang finds Condi in the jungle, tries to invade him here. The Graves has hit level 6 though. wushuang still sitting at 5. Condi has been slightly out farming him in his jungle. Once again, going for the upgrade to the Hunter's Potion.
Yeah, so whilst we're looking at the map, once again, evening out the pace back to what you would expect from a WE game against GT, who really just haven't been getting anything done with their jungler lately, which is surprising. We've now found ourselves in a crossroads where Condi and wushuang need to try and start making something happen.
Still game talents after their early plays at about 1,000 gold ahead. Republic though does get jumped on here by Condi, who flashes aggressively forward with the ultimate. Red buff's ticking, but it's not going to quite be enough to take down Republic.
And he didn't get the smite off either. Very unfortunate stuff here from Condi. Lots of burst. Will still push the LeBlanc out of that lane.
Yep.
Remember that he doesn't have a teleport. It's an ignite LeBlanc. And that's still pretty big. Nice work from Condi. Right on time with that level 6.
It's able to force him out of the lane. GT, and they're still slightly ahead here as PentaQ and Savoki are now going to be matched against a Mystic and Zero in the bottom lane.
Well, there's 3 people up here. So this fight could actually be really bad. They want the turret and the kill.
GimGoon just used his ultimate as well, so can't use it to soak up any more damage. This turret is going to fall down. Condi takes it down. xiye moves up as well, picks up first blood for Team WE.
And you see what happens when their turret is low health but still standing. You actually get baited into trying to fight for it. 3 people strong, and that's Condi's gank in the middle lane, pushing a LeBlanc out, giving them time to move. And a proactive map play gives WE not a big advantage by any means, but an advantage.
Yep, they're about 1,000 gold ahead of GT, who were ahead for most of that game. Ashe actually going to land on top of wushuang. Zero now trying to lock him down. He's tanking the turret. wushuang has to pop his lance despite to try and stay alive. We'll be able to get out of here for now. Flashes forward, tries to hop away. Good pillar because that's Savoki, but Zero flashes forward. The bloodthirsty support picks up the double buffs as well.
And Mystic kicks it all off with an Ashe arrow. He's shown already that he's entirely capable of connecting these. And from downtown, Mystic hits the 3-pointer for a very long stun duration. He's lucky that he even got the ult off at all, wushuang, because he almost just straight died.
You've been watching a lot of basketball here, Rusty.
Oh, not too much. The finals are on.
I've seen your Twitter feed.
Yeah. There's a bit of basketball.
Meanwhile, though, with Team WE taking the very early lead, looking to try and put in some more pressure down the bottom side of the map, is Mystic and Zero push out this lane towards PentaQ's turret. Mystic still has not got back to base after picking up his BF sword. So should have a little bit of gold in his back pocket.
Yeah, he should. PentaQ not exactly the best at freezing lanes as a Jhin. But with the difference in farm and how they're trying to control these waves back and forth, he's in a better position. As wushuang kind of just wastes his time being down there. I think the movements now from WE is what's important and what could set them apart in this series. Where Zero and Mystic go, and where xiye goes.
Well,
and how they try and grow a lead.
Well, Dragon's going to be coming back up in 40 seconds here. It's going to be an Ocean Dragon as well. It's not quite the Infernal Mountain combo that we've been seeing in the past few games.
Not quite. Not quite.
But still, a good dragon to contest for. Game talents currently have the only dragon buff.
It's more of an opportunity to just fight in general, as these two, they know.
wushuang's being caught out. He's going to get taken down here. Mystic finds a very easy kill for himself.
And that's the best thing about the Ashe Braum combo, is they can kill you before you can press a button. Knocked up by the Braum ulti, stunned by the Ashe, and then the Braum passive to couple that. And that's 3 times that you are unable to move.
But 957 is going to get jumped on here. Game Time's looking to try and find a return kill. Doesn't get the Paralock versus shield. That ignite is ticking. Flash actually comes over and GimGoon gets the same. No, he doesn't! He's able to get out of that for now. Republic is still chasing. Does have some decent mana to try and chase.
There's no way.
Does get the slowdown. Republic will find that final auto attack and is able to get the kill.
Yeah, so they lock him down, but that took way too long to do. A lot of resources burnt. GimGoon with little to no mana in his back pocket. LeBlanc with no teleporter mana as well. They'll give over a big objective for 300 gold on an overextended Ekko. And it's not best case scenario. 957 almost even lived.
So Dragon does fall for Team WE. They pick up their first Dragon of the game and the second Dragon of this match. They're currently sitting about 1,000 gold ahead of game talents and definitely looking like they're in the driver's seats in terms of aggression on this map.
And still we're yet to see the Kindred do anything.
Wushuang's been having a shocker of a series.
I mean, honestly, all he's done is get caught out of position. And yeah, like, it's really good proactive movements from WE. I have to commend the way that Zero and Mystic are laning together right now. It's something that you've come to expect from these guys. Always a fantastic duo. And the Ashe, something new that even got banned from them in the second game. Sorry, yeah. Picked up by them in the second game, won with it.
Team WE looking to move towards the utility focus bottom lanes with this Ashe pickup, and it's been going well for them so far. But a teleport actually coming down to the bottom lane. There's a critical being popped by PentaQ. They're missing. Actually stuck by that pillar being put down by Savoki as GimGoon going to be able to lock him down. This Ashe is going to get taken down by the Maokai. Zero getting chased down by wushuang as well. Should be able to get the slow down. He's able to hop forward here. He's able to slow down the Kindred for now. Gets that third proc of the auto attack. The pillar is going to lock it down even further there as GimGoon slams the ground and finds another kill for game talents.
Yeah, GimGoon locks it up. 2 big kills once again for GT onto the bottom lane of WE. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to push with that advantage, though. And so 2 more kills amounts to gold in the back pocket. But nothing more.
It's going to go on over towards GimGoon as well. The man who Game Talents trusted in game number 1 to carry them to victory. Did a good job of doing that. It was on a fizz back then, though. Now on the Maokai needs to soak up damage instead of dishing it out.
And, like, realistically, yeah, they both died, but they died so far forward into GT's side of the map that actually just doesn't mean anything.
Public taking a lot of damage from this Chaos Storm and the full combo coming out from xiye. As Viktor has once again been able to push the LeBlanc out of mid lane.
Yeah, he's doing work now.
He's going to be able to continue with farming and just chip away at this mid lane outer turret. In fact, forces PentaQ to come up here. Savoki, though, he's going to get caught out one more time. Condi puts so much damage down with the help of Zero. Team WE find another pick from the Braum.
It's a lot of damage coming out of Condi right now, and Zero is putting in overtime for this team. Playing around vision, working out where everyone's going to be. They found Condi, though.
Game Talents want to try and fight for this one. wushuang jumping aggressively forward. Parallel Convergence is actually going to be put down. Suddenly, GT's been jumped on top. wushuang can't use his ultimate one more time here. Condi is able to take down GimGoon and pick up the double kill as well. This is not over as 957 wants to jump on top of PentaQ here. Zero is living with a sliver of health, able to get away.
I think he flashed the Ekko ultimate. Zero is on the wrong side of the map, but WE... they need to play dodging now.
PentaQ is going to come out. 957 gets the parallel convergence, but the PentaQ finds that single kill. Public still looks like he wants to chase here. They're inside of the brush, though. Condi is not in vision range, so he's able to trade 1-for-1. PentaQ needs to be a little bit careful. Savoki, he's going to rejoin this fight. He's respawned here. xiye has to try and kite this one backwards. Is going to get taken down. A double kill going on over towards PentaQ.
The dancing grenade double kill. Fantastic stuff from PentaQ. Even from Republic to ensure that this happens. And with no Ashe on that side of the map, they don't get anything.
This is turning into a bloodbath. 7 kills for each team here, Rusty.
Yeah, and this is super prolonged fighting. And the combo, once again, Republic chains him, locks him down. Makes it easy for that 4th hit to connect with PentaQ. Condi plays around his pink ward vision, does a lot of damage, and they do get a kill. But this is where the problems start to lie. PentaQ presses Q and gets 2. This is actually really satisfying. As far as kills go, nothing really beats that, unless you get 3 of them.
Literally the way Jhin was designed to kill people. That was great.
It was fantastic. And once again, GT is still showing resilience and signs of life within this team. Minus their jungler, who really just does not have life. And I'm still certain that Zero flashed 957's ultimate.
Oh no.
I still think that's what he flashed.
That's good. Not quite what you want to be doing as teammates here.
Like, a lot of lights happen, you know, like it scares you, but
does give us some time to take stock of this game. It's almost dead even in terms of gold, kills, and turrets here. Even dragons, 1 for 1 for both these two teams. Take a look at the items that are being picked up. PentaQ this time round, opting not to go for the Essence Reaper first, did go with the Youmuu's Ghostblade as his first item pickup. Republic has got the Morello Nomicon, as well as the Negatron Cloak picked up on his LeBlanc.
And Mystic finished a full Infinity Edge instead of the Runar's Hurricane, so changing up item build slightly to just have a lot of damage. Structure taking as well, and boots of swiftness for map movement. WE.
WE doing pretty well so far, tying it up, but here's another curtain call coming up from PentaQ. We've seen this from him all of the games that he's played Jhin so far. Used the PentaQ to start the fights instead of finish them.
Oh, he's actually in a bit of trouble here, xiye.
Xiye's going to get locked down by the chains and PentaQ as well. He tries to trade it back with PentaQ, but it's not going to work out. Republic finds that kill.
Jhin LeBlanc is actually one of the coolest combos for 2 carries on a single team. Republic can hit you from so far away. Use the double distortion, even just hit you with an auto attack or a Q.
There's an ultimate coming in from Zero, though. Just simply separates the team. Savoki gets another good pillar down. 957 does get locked up by the Jhin Q here. Republic is going to get taken down by the collateral damage. Mystic doesn't have his Ashe arrow, though, so can't start up another fight.
No, but that's still a lot of damage. Republic is a fragile champion on Summoner's Rift right now. And Graves is a monster.
Gold is still dead even, but the dragon has respawned here. It's another Ocean Dragon, so Team WE would definitely like to start stacking these Oceans up. Game Towns are still sitting on the single Infernal Dragon they took from their early iteration of a lane swap. And the next dragon to spawn is actually going to be another Ocean, so Team WE could definitely get 3 in this match.
Yeah, and you would imagine that's something they 100% look towards, and the same thing goes to Game Talents, who don't want to give over 3. 2 is not ideal, but if it comes down to it, acceptable.
Meanwhile, GimGoon looking to try and trade the dragon for the Rift Herald here. wushuang's going to hop on over and try and take down this buff with the help of his top laner, something we saw from him in game number 1 as well.
Yeah, of course, this time around, the Maokai instead of the Fizz, is the damage reduction is definitely valuable for him. 957 was being a bully. He's a bit of a brat when he plays that Ekko. I still think Condi is honestly just so large.
He's 5, 1, and 2, has completed his Warrior's Enchantment as his jungle item, and now has a Youmuu's Ghostblade as well. That's a pretty big Graves, looking towards his Hex Drinker as the next item. Opted not to go for the Phantom Dancer, which we see a couple of Graves pick up as their second item.
I've already touched on this fact, but when you're against the LeBlanc, generally you want a more of Malmortius. If you're a champion building some kind of resistance that isn't a Spirit Visage or Banshee's Veil, and as a Phantom Dancer supplement, the Ghostblade active will do its bit.
Xiye, though, actually going to get taken down here. Here comes the curtain call. Doesn't even need it there. As the Deathfire Touch and the Ignite coming up from Republic is enough. They find another pick for themselves. Mystic, though, looking to try and re-engage. Republic has taken a lot of damage here. Mystic is getting sold out here. Here's Teleports coming in. Zero does get taken down. Mystic looking to be the next target here. 957 tries to jump into the fight. Has to use his ultimate to get away. And TWE, they lose 2 members, and now they're getting sieged by Game Talents.
Yeah, Ekko's auto attack, followed with the distance Republic covered, put him so far into the backline he had to ultimate to safety. And they find yet another pick, this Jhin LeBlanc combo, putting in work.
They're not stopping, they're pushing forward. They're able to take down the mid lane, outer and inner turret just in 1 push, and off of 2 picks. One more time, it's Xiye that gets caught out.
Small details mean large deals when you're looking at this GT team composition. Even in games that they were maybe on the back foot, maybe struggling with, you get one small engage. A single chain connects and it's followed. And they just couple their spells together so well. As we are seeing the Jhin build that I suspected we might be.
It's going to be Youmuu's Ghostblade and Duskblade of Drakthar. This is something you talked about with us, Rusty, earlier in this week.
Yeah, so one of the benefits that a Jhin has is that when you press your Dancing Grenade, your Q, it will proc the Duskblade of Drakthar, similar to Misfortune, the Korean build that people are seeing right now in solo queue. It has the same principle. It's an armor penetration build. One of the big questions around it being used on Jhin is the fact that you don't have crit. And you kind of are a crit-reliant champion, so Infinity Edge, Rapid Fire Cannon, Essence Reaver not to be seen, means he's a spell slinger. And that's only good because he's got a LeBlanc on his team setting him up. So PentaQ's purpose right now is to Press his dancing grenade and his ultimate key and his W and not auto attack as much yet until he has 3 items.
He's looking for his next item. He does have the Brawler's Gloves, so he does have a little bit of crit, and we'll be looking towards more later on in the game.
But yeah, cool item build, because you can imagine the way that Dancing Grenade works with Jhin is every time you kill a minion, the next bounce does more damage. Well, imagine that 3 times on a minion wave bouncing to you and then proccing the Duskblade. Whew. Same thing with Misfortune's Q and last hitting the minion bouncing to you.
Lots of damage coming out from the AD carry. We've already seen what PentaQ can do on Jhin in game number 1. Had a good game on the champion. Game Towns in general had a really good game 1.
This is really cute. They know the minions are pushing and someone will have to respond. The question is who will respond? And are they going to be waiting for too long for it? It's actually Ashe. That will be an easy...
It out.
Oh, they left.
They did ping out the brush that they were waiting in, so Team W did have a suspicion of where Republic and wushuang would be. LeBlanc does show himself into the lane and just clears out the remaining minions. Mystic then moves up to take them down. He does have his Runaan's Hurricane completed as well as the Infinity Edge, so a decent spike for Mystic right now. We'll definitely be looking for one more item before he's considered strong as an AD carry.
Yeah, and 2 big items for Condi with the Hex Drinker means that he won't get bursted out anymore. The Braum has the most work in the world to do in this 3rd game. If he can't block the Jhin autos, can't block LeBlanc's burst. And it could be the undoing of WE in this game. Difficult to execute on, honestly, for their team composition. But if there's one thing they can do, it's hang out until late game and try and execute on that.
Well, we've seen that quite a few times from Team WE. We're definitely in here for the long haul, Rusty.
Republic not having teleport as well, sitting in these side lanes, can be a cause for concern, especially with the consideration of a 3rd Ocean Drake in 40 seconds as an availability to Team WE.
You can already see they're trying to group up as much as possible towards the bottom side of the map to look for that 3rd Ocean Dragon. 957. He's moving up towards the top side of the map with his teleport available to try and push out that wave and join his team if they need him during this Dragon fight, which will be up in 20 seconds now.
Yep, so lane assignments are right from Team WE. The response now in effect from Game Talents. They actually have Maokai already grouped up. If they can force a fight, maybe bait out the teleport from 957. We'll see how they play this one out.
957 actually going back to base, so we'll have home guards. If he decides to teleport in now, Spectator just show us the ward that was placed deep into the back lines. PentaQ. He's moving in towards the bottom side of the map.
Teleport's coming.
The teleport is going to be coming in. The dragon has been started. There goes the Cursor Core coming in onto Condi. Gets 2 good shots down. Zero takes up the rest. Still waiting for the shield to go down first before finding that final ultimate shot. Will actually land onto Condi. The crit gets the Graves, forces him out of the fight. Suddenly, Game Tellers just turn on their edges and look to try and engage themselves, forcing Team WE away. They were able to take the dragon. I think they're pretty happy with that result.
PentaQ actually bends the bullet on that last Jhin ulti. 700 damage to the face of the Graves. And yeah, they don't get there in time, WE. That was their opportunity to secure 3 Oceans or a fight on their terms.
Whew.
Instead, they're now the ones running away.
Flash being forced onto Condi's Republic, and Savoki chase him down inside of the blue buff portion of the jungle. As we take a look at the gold swing in this game, it was heavily in favor of Team WE around 15 minutes, but as we approach 25 minutes, Game Talents is a nice plateau of a 3,000 gold lead.
Yeah, they definitely have. They've turned this one completely on its head, and it's through this mid lane AD carry duo. wushuang's one job right now is to press his R key. And to be perfectly blunt with you, we barely did that right in game number 1 on this Kindred. But if you can do it,
It'd be good.
that'd be pretty good.
I'd actually like to see what his 3rd item is going to be, because he's got the makings of another Wit's End, not another Hex Drinker.
What an unusual man.
He had a very unusual item build in game 1
Frozen
as well.
Mallet after his Wit's End, I believe, rounded out that build. And
Yep.
look, it's not bad. And if we consider what WE have got as well, it's a bit
not
of
great.
prolonged. Yeah, look. It's just... It's a thing.
Meanwhile,
It is a thing.
we can see Condi does have that Hex Drinker for himself, as well as a BF Sword for his next item, looking towards a major attack damage item.
Potentially a Bloodthirster there for Condi. That could go any direction, however. Means he's not getting the QSS build, which It's unfortunate. He might want overshield against a lot of poke and siege and sustain most importantly. But it could just be an Infinity Edge because Condi's fed.
Once again, damage control has started for Team WE. They're trying to turtle up as much as they possibly can against GT and just trade wherever they possibly can.
Penguins in the cold. Huddle together. And just circle each other until it's warm again.
You always have a new
That's
metaphor,
actually just WE. The more I think about that.
Do you actually research these before you go into cast? Like,
why would I research? That would be forced. I think the analogy for RNG was like sharks as well. I like that one.
RNG or sharks?
Always moving forward or they die.
Isn't that LGDs?
Yeah, they're both like that though.
One's a good shark, the other one not so
The
much.
one's a hammerhead shark. That's LGD. They actually just ram their head into you until it works or they break their skull. Like they're just, oh.
Well, we get to see them. We get to see the hammerhead sharks in the next game.
I love them. They're the best.
For now, though, this has been a very stalled out game by Team WE. GameTown's definitely the team with the driver's seat right now. It is a wit's end being completed by wushuang. He's very content with this Kindred build.
Do you know what pens are used for, Fish?
To write.
Yeah. For reference, he keeps dropping it. I don't know how you managed to do that.
I don't know either, to be honest.
This game has slowed down a lot, and that's basically what you expect when WE aren't winning. And they're very good at that damage control. GT have shown that they aren't entirely capable of just outright ending games with leads either. They definitely do struggle to get that big play going. You have to remember they're against a Graves that does a lot of damage and can kite backwards.
Yep.
A Viktor that does the same, and an Ashe that can sit really far back behind the Braum and throw out arrows and disengage with slows. They have to play it carefully. If they don't get in right, they will struggle.
There are big item spikes coming out for multiple members of both teams. We can see Jhin has picked up his rapid fire cannon here. So he does have a little bit of crit now in his build. Also a little bit of extra range coming out with that item.
I think that's the primary focus of that rapid fire cannon as well, is just to have extra range so that you can get auto attacks off and not one-hit people. The utility that a Jhin has usually at the later stages of this game is just the amount of AD that he actually has. Arrows out.
He's going to try and land on towards Savoki. Sidesteps
Teleports
one
in
quite
response.
nicely. They're really trying to find this fight. Savoki flashes forward, gets the pillar down. GimGoon, he's on top of missing. That's a lot of damage being put down there. But suddenly, 9x7, he's on top of PentaQ. He has to be a little bit careful here. This is looking great for game talents, but Team WE, they're able to take down wushuang before he can get out of that ultimate in time. The rest of Team WE trying to do some damage control. Great Q coming out from PentaQ one more time. As two members from each team have fallen. Sorry, 2 for 1 right now, as only wushuang has fallen for Game Talent's lineup.
Yeah, LeBlanc got out safely towards the enemy red buff here, but WE, they stand and deliver with Viktor and Graves burst inside the Kindred ultimate. It destroyed most of the health bars of GT. And to no surprise, wushuang gets bursted with his build that's not really designed to deal with it. I like the counterintuitive play though. The second they see the Ashe arrow come out, they're just like, we have to go in. The perfect opportunity to do so. But then they just clump. And that's 3 people clump. wushuang actually just jumps into the Viktor stun and decides to join his team. But Mystic was caught inside that respite, and GimGoon can lock him down. Republic, lucky to be alive. Very lucky.
PentaQ was very busy with dealing with 957 throughout most of that fight. Bing! The final shot from PentaQ able to take him down.
Yeah, and it doesn't bounce the xiye because the Unbreakable was up for reference.
This does give Game Talent some time to take down the final elemental dragon of the game, which is going to be a mountain dragon to complement their Inferno and Ocean Dragon that's already been picked up.
Yeah, and 505 is the end result for PentaQ right now, and he is doing a lot of work on this Jhin. Fantastic play so far from PentaQ.
We can see why it was banned in game number 2 by Team WE. They don't want to play against this. And Game Talents must have first picked the Jhin for a reason.
In the game, is it?
Poor Savoki.
They could have killed him with an Ashe arrow, but they didn't. Why didn't they do their buttons?
You're the analyst, tell me.
That's why I'm asking. They're the players, ask them. They wanted to save it. I guess one Trundle is not worth a team fight.
Next time in China, my last Mystic for you.
Yeah, why didn't you arrow?
Still, Game Talents are 4,000 gold ahead of Team WE as we approach 22 minutes into the match. One more Curtain calls me popped here as the Unbreakable goes out from zero, trying to soak up as much damage as possible.
Stand behind Braum.
957 though, fancies his chances against this Maokai. GimGoon looking rather annoyed here. He's just dodging back and forth. A good arrow does come down, locks down wushuang. Power Lock Conversion doesn't get a stun off towards this Kindred. Tool team fight is broken out here. Savoki, he's in the front lines. PentaQ is trying to do what he can to get 957 off of it. Condi gets a good snipe off on towards the Jhin. That's the main damage you are getting taken down. wushuang as well, incredibly low. Still somehow able to live here as Mystic. He's been jumped on by GimGoon and Republic. That's the anti carry gone. Condi, he's trying to do what he can. He's trying to chase him down. xiye is going to be the next target for GimGoon. The Maokai is not giving up. One more sapling is going to be enough to take him down. As there's the twisted advance over the gravity field to take him away. And Condi, he's going to be the last person to be taken down. A shutdown and an ace will come out from Game Talents.
A big ace from Game Talents. I don't know if they can look straight towards his Baron. No health bars, but thankfully the Kindred still standing. Didn't get his ult off to keep the Jhin alive, and you will see that one here because he was stun locked for days. So much stun. But unfortunately, GimGoon was standing in the middle of all of them throughout the entirety of this. And it doesn't actually look like he was ever going to die. Mystic hit one person. And yes, wushuang missed it. He was slow. He does well to even get back out of this alive, because look at it again. Like, Ashe hit one target that entire fight. Duskblade of Drakthar also procced on xiye from PentaQ, so whilst he went down, he did a lot of damage, and it was enough to secure this.
GimGoon's a beast.
Yeah, the Glimpse of the Void actually enough to get him the kill here from the Rift Herald buff. Meanwhile, Condi, the one-man army, is not enough.
Meanwhile, we saw during that replay, Baron was taken by Game Talents, which gives him a 7,000 gold lead over Team WE after the ace they got and only lost PentaQ throughout the entire team fight. This is now Game Talents' game to win. It's 35 minutes into the match and Team WE, they haven't come out of that turtle shell yet.
They're trying. I think you'll find that they have come out of that. They're just losing the fights afterwards. This is... Again, we're touching on WE as the best team fighting team in the league, and they're doing that exact opposite thing to what is team fighting. But that's because they're doing it from behind. Newbie are known as the team fighting from behind team. They've always been coined as the best team fighting team in the league, but that's because they do it with a deficit.
Yep.
WE like to have a lead before they slow the pace of the game down and clinically execute.
Or at least like to be even. Something we see them do by stalling out these games. The turret up at the top side of the map, in the turret, will fall down. 4 Game Talents.
Yeah, and once the Infinity Edge is available for PentaQ, you'd have to say it's the final nail in the coffin. Maokai's already too tanky with a Guardian Angel. Not going to die. Only the basic Last Whisper for Mystic. He needs to reduce that healing with the upgrades soon.
Well, now we're going to see Game Talents move on towards the mid lane inner turret. xiye actually taking a lot of damage from the burst that LeBlanc just put out. Zero, able to soak up lots of the Curtain Call one more time here and dodges out the final bullet.
And this is a point of pressure where I don't think WE can actually deal with this at all.
This turret just gets taken out so fast there by Savoki. Puts down the pillar as well. Team WE looking to try and engage in this one. The Ashe arrow is not going to connect one more time. This inhibitor going to take a lot of damage. Mystic being locked down by the pillar again as Republic looks to try and jump in. Zero stops it with the Unbreakable. Takes a lot of damage in return. That inhibitor is going to fall down. GimGoon, meanwhile, as he's split pushing down the bottom side of the map, was able to take down the bottom lane into the turret. 957 is going to get locked down by the Maokai. Savoki running havoc into the team fights. Republic dashes in one more time. 957 gets chunked out. And they're still looking for this bottom lane inhibitor turret.
Yeah, GT out for blood right now, and they have GimGoon to back them. They got a free inhibitor without him there. The range of this poke is starting to get ridiculous, but the health bars finally... Game Talents concede that advantageous position they were in.
And they've already grabbed a 9,000 gold lead for themselves ahead of Team WE. This is looking like a disaster for Team WE after they put up such an impressive performance in Game 2. It was one turret off a perfect game.
Yeah, they've just gone from a near-perfect game to a slaughterhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Does Mystic just hit that ward? I don't know how Mystic hit that ward.
Well, he did.
I still don't know how he did that. I saw him ping it afterwards. It's like, how did I do that? How did he do that?
Another question we'll have to ask Mystic next time I'm in China.
I don't get that. Might have just been an auto attack animation. But either way, GT is starting up the older Drake.
Yep. As spawned here, they do have 3 elemental dragons who'll be buffed up quite nicely if they take it down. Ashe are actually going to be coming in.
It's
Lands
PentaQ.
onto PentaQ. So that's 3 seconds of immobility. It doesn't matter though, as the Elder Dragons has been taken out. Curticle's going to be popped as GimGoon
Whoa.
locks them down into this nice choke point. Curticle deals so much work on top of Zero. He's going to be the first to fall. Flash forward from GimGoon on top of xiye. They take him down. 957 trying to run for the hills. Savoki is the one jumping on top of him. That's a bloodthirsty support. PentaQ takes him down, or tries to, as the ultimate's used by 957 to try and stay alive. The rest of the team just collapses towards the Ekko. It doesn't matter though, because 3 other members have been taken down. I think we've seen this one before. It's GimGoon, or sorry, Savoki up against 957. Battering him out. Doesn't matter though. The rest of the team already on top of this Nexus. The Nexus turrets are falling. They're going to be able to take the game and the series.
Eventually they'll get it, as we actually watch the support chasing down 957 this entire time. Very well played in the 3rd and final game from Game Talents. And they stamp their foot down on the opposite group and say that 3rd in ours is better than 2nd in yours.
Whew. Game Talents. Impressive start to Summer Split. Dropped their games to Invictus Gaming and EDG, and that's when we had questions for the team. Now picking up a win against a team we consider to be top 3 in the LPL right now, denying Team WE the tie up against RNG as well.
Yeah, and
What a big series.
Savoki played fantastically on that Trundle. The AD carry in the bottom lane from